Lawrence's Hallucination by Kara alias Raidra. Forward. This surreal story involves characters from my comics. Lawrence is an actor, martial artist, and retired military medic who is considered a hero by many, but fell from grace after allegations of fraudulent and callous behavior. Troubled and sickened as a result of his controversies, he sought the help of heiress and dietary manager Tabitha Thomas, secretly the vigilante the White Tigress. With her help and guidance, Lawrence improved his character in addition to his physical, psychological, and spiritual health. In this scene, months later, he and his associates are once again visiting Tabitha's city. He is riding shotgun, the front passenger side, when something terrible happens. Main story. He saw something large and fast out of the corner of his eye. He started to look, but before he could fully face it and absorb what it was, he simultaneously heard a loud, horrific crash and felt a terrible jolting sensation. His body was thrown against his seatbelt, which held firm and prevented lethal damage, as their vehicle was pushed by the force of the vehicle that had crashed into them. His airbag deployed as a result of the impact, resulting in the powder-coated, inflated sack smacking him in the face. Finally, the vehicle came to a stop. After a pause, the stunned, shaken Lawrence unfastened his seatbelt. Both he and the driver asked if everyone else were okay. As he absorbed what had happened, Lawrence groaned and reached for his head with his right hand. A sharp pain shot through his right arm, and a painful throbbing sensation shot through his neck. The sudden pains took his breath away and made his stomach tense as if nauseous. He closed his eyes and saw a swirl of red and gray. As he weakly panted from shock and fear, the red turned a rusty brown and the gray became more prevalent. Finally, his vision turned black as he lost consciousness. His consciousness faded in and out as he was removed from the wrecked vehicle and brought to a hospital, causing him to be only partly aware of what was happening. Then it seemed as though he were awake again, but something was wrong. He saw himself lying on a surgery table, but he was unable to move. He wasn't strapped or shackled down. His body simply refused to obey his mind. A surgeon, masked and scrubbed, adjusted the lamp and took out his scalpel. As Lawrence watched anxiously, the surgeon cut into his forehead. The surgeon then took a pair of forceps and extracted multiple shards of glass, similar to pieces of a broken beer bottle, and multiple pebbles that resembled pieces of gravel. Lawrence watched wordlessly as a pile of glass fragments and pebbles grew on the surgical tray. Lawrence awoke in a panic, requiring the nurses to calm him down. He settled down and realized he was in a surgery recovery room. He spotted a mirror. His right arm was in a cast and his neck was in a brace, but his forehead, along with the rest of his face, was unharmed except for some slight scuffing and bruising. He gingerly felt it and found nothing amiss. "Do you remember what happened?" one of the nurses asked. "Yeah, we got hit by another car." "Your friends only had minor injuries. They're fine, and they should be able to visit you soon." "That's good." "You had the brunt of the injuries. Here's your chart if you'd like to see it." Lawrence looked over the chart. It detailed his broken arm, his whiplash, and the bruising from the life-saving seatbelt as well as more minor damage. When it got to the section detailing the anesthetic he'd been given, he remarked, "That explains it." "What's that?" "I had a nightmare a minute ago. Or maybe it was a hypnopompic state." He rubbed his forehead again. "That's why I was freaking out." "I see what you mean. With the anesthetic combined with the trauma, it's not surprising for someone to hallucinate." The nurses spoke with Lawrence a little more before leaving to attend to other patients while he rested. Along with everything else, he reflected on his nightmare. He had realized months ago that he needed to turn his life around. He'd made progress, but he felt this hallucination was symbolic of still having things in his life he needed to remove. He vowed that with the help of his loved ones, he would continue to improve.
Thanks for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications for future stories. Also, you can write your own stories on Flamintales and of course get writing advice. The link to the website is in the description below.